Hey team, we're talking about a set on authenticity. So let's have a look. Prompt 1, the case against being fake is clear, but when it comes to being real, we have choices about which parts of ourselves to reveal. So first thing that's going through my mind is I want to make sure that I understand, or I think I understand what this person's saying or where they're coming from. So the case against being fake is clear. So the word case gives a sense of like almost a lawsuit, which I think works very well or gestures at least initially towards kind of cancel culture, at least a little bit, or the extent to which that we are accountable to those with whom we share an online community. And that it's quite common that people will be called out. So basically, don't be fake or you'll get called out. But when it comes to being real, we have choices about which parts of ourselves to reveal. Now, that's almost a bit ironic because is it really being real? Pardon me. Is it really being real if we are being selective about which parts to reveal? Now, I think this really captures the essence of the set one way or the other. Is it or is it not? Does authenticity mean that every passing thought, desire, feeling that we have needs to be externalized and then put on our social media accounts? Or is it adroit, sensitive, normal, moral to be selective about what we choose and what's driving that selection? Is it how we think we're going to be perceived, or is it for our own benefit, or is it for the benefit of others? Because if it's for the benefit of others and I'm choosing not to share something that I think might be upsetting to somebody, then that's compassionate. If I'm choosing not to share something, then I could be lying by omission. So all relevant things that I think could be discussed. Prompt 2, authenticity without boundaries is careless, and authenticity without empathy is selfish. So I think this is another point. You don't need to externalize every thought to, for example, a lover or a friend, or online. There used to be that adage, don't talk about, what was it? Was it sex, money, and politics? You don't share your wage, or I don't remember what the specifics were. But I think increasingly there seems to be this notion that I'm not being my authentic self unless I've fully externalized every feature of myself, including my sex life, my sexual identity. No, that's not to say or critique anybody who chooses to do that. I'm simply saying that it's something that perhaps is more a feature of contemporary society than it was of, say, 50 or 60 years ago, when there was there was a sense of, or at least privacy was considered etiquette and comportment. Whether or not it is or isn't is up for debate. But that I think was what was largely considered to be so. All right, and then authenticity without empathy is selfish. So in other words, if you've got a secret or you've got something about you that you want to know that perhaps wouldn't benefit the other person knowing, this person at least is saying that that's selfish. Whether it is or isn't is up for you to debate and discuss in the essay. 3, live your best life, you do you. So I think that this, in the tone and style, suggests, because it's kind of slang. It's. I'm sure you've all heard that before. So I think that the fact that it's slang, an online slang, and more of a younger generation type thing that would say that is suggesting how the ideas and sentiments held by younger people furnish or fashion us as political subjects and moral bodies. Which is to say, there's some sense that we feel that we need to incorporate or mould or fit our ideas within normative limits. All right, help me live, help my kids live, help me feel something true. So this just has to me a sense of, live your best life, you do you. So there's something about this prompt that I think is diametrically opposed to prompt 2. It's got nothing to do with how that might impact somebody else. And I think, mind you, that throws up ideas of individualism and collectivism. So east versus west. Number 4, help me live, help my kids live, help me feel something true. So I think that all of the above 3 are statements of our conduct online and how we might like to present ourselves. But even to the extent that when we are presenting ourselves as authentic, it's calculated authenticity. I think this 4th one is saying, help me feel something true. So to what degree is all of life is it contrived? Is it a show? Okay, I think that gives you plenty to talk about. I hope that you've seen some of the things that I now see under it, and that gives you an idea of where you might like to go. Thanks, guys.